Can I get some hot Cheetos?
Review. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the TimTom podcast. And today, this is an exceptional week, Tom, might I say.
Very you can.
Yeah. We have two exceptional albums. And
from two women. It's a
girls. Yeah.
It's a girl power, baby.
Oh yeah. And we got two singles as well, which are both very good. It's just gonna be a good week, and it's gonna, if you actually listen to these things afterwards or before, you're in for a real bloody treat. Okay, running order is gonna be Grey Area by Little Simz, followed by When I Get Home by Solange. Then it's gonna be Blast Off by Gesaffelstein and Bandana by MadGibbs. Okay.
Freddie Gibbs and the Mad Liberator.
Yeah, featuring Assassin. Okay, let's go. Little Simz.
This is her third album, right?
Yeah, it is her third album. Yeah. She's had a fair few mixtapes. I'm going to say it's her best as well.
I did like Stillness in Wonderland. I thought that was very cool. I
liked it too, but I mean...
the way that it constantly dipped in and out of Wonderland and real life.
But this one...
She said this one is all real life.
It's got a constant... it has this constant sense... I mean, it's got this grey area, and all these songs feel like they're like black and white. Like, if they were going to be music videos, they'd all be like black and white. They have kind of dark instrumentals throughout the whole thing, and it's cohesive. It's what I love in an album. Everything seems and feels related in the same vein. Nothing kind of is completely out of nowhere. It all works, and that's the same with the Solange album, with even better sequencing. But yeah, this is a really, really strong album, and it starts off strong with Offense. You know, she says that she's back again, and she means business, and this bass line means some real business. It's we've already talked about it. There's a fair few of the singles that we've already talked about because they were released prior. But I think there's only 10 songs. I think we should talk about them still on this. Okay. So Fence, it has this strong bass line. It works great as the opener. It really kind of sets the tone very well, and brings you to attention, you know, listening to it. I really love the pan flute or flute that's going on in there as well. There's some
just dips in and out.
Yeah. There's some more like weirder, almost orchestral sounds like that in a fair few of the songs, or at least in one other song. Like Simz is like really confident from the get go. Like she has lyrics like "I'm Jay-Z on a bad day, Shakespeare on my worst days." And her flows, like especially as the bridge ends, she's going so fucking fast, man. She does not stop. She's relentless, and she's just playing over this beat flawlessly. Like if it were Parappa the Rapper, man, she's getting perfect every time when she's hitting that X button. You know?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I like the message of the song as well. She's just gonna say how she's feeling, doesn't give a shit about nobody.
Yeah.
It's good mantra to have.
Yeah, and I believe she said that in some later interviews once the album was released. I saw some of those headlines saying like, if you get offended, it's on you, not me. Selfish is one of my favorite songs on the album. It has
You going ahead and missed Boss.
No! Oh my bad. Oof. Boss. Sorry.
Boss is the jam.
Yeah. It flows really well from Offense. God damn it, I'm an idiot. It flows really well.
Rockstar guitars.
Yeah. The first of a few with these rockstar guitars.
The hook's so like shouty, and then there's like this sort of reverb on her first verse, which is so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. And the second verse is a bit more free, a bit quicker as well.
Yeah.
It brings it home. It's a bit of a feminist anthem as well.
Yeah, I'd
Boss in
say
a
like
dress.
the and yeah, like the chorus is like stop fucking with my heart. You know, it's pretty cool. I think this feels like a really personal album as well.
Mm.
Like it
It's
really
probably
feels
my.
like
I know it was the second single, but it's still my favorite song.
ooh.
Just the
I think
best rapping throughout.
I
I
think
feel.
my favorite song is a bit further down, but this is one of the like really good ones. Like nearly every single song in this album has a reason to be here. Like you couldn't if you took one out, it wouldn't be the same album. That's like when it's very well done and it's so compact. She had a theme, she had an idea, she did it, and that's it. It's good. Really, really, really professional.
I
Okay, so
like the
let's
Kanye reference as well. About
yeah.
wanting to touch the sky.
Yeah.
Fire. But as you clearly want to talk about Selfish, let's
Yeah.
move on.
Thank you. I really like it's an effective shift in the tempo from these two more 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 hard hitting tracks, these two like great bass lines and stuff and guitars, to this more subdued but
Jazzy.
jazzy, very good rhythm on this like piano led track. It's so nice. And it's one of my favorite I think it was my favorite single that was dropped earlier. But despite this tempo change and this change to a more jazzier sound, it still feels in the same. It's still getting the same tone. It's not. It's not just taking a complete diversion in a different direction. It's got this great beat and it has some really nice harmonies as well. I mean, it's so good, and her flow. It feels like it's bouncing along with the beat and like over the beat and stuff. It's really nice to listen to, man. Yeah.
And I still really love the bass line, and Chloe Soul's features very necessary as well.
Mm. And okay, let's go on to Wounds.
With Chronix.
Yeah, and Chronix is like I think it's a really good feature here. He works really well.
They've worked together before, so it was a bit of
Eh?
chemistry there. Yeah, he was on the opener to Stillness in Wonderland.
Ah, and
The
yeah,
beat, the instrumental gave me a bit of Forgot About Dre vibes. I don't know about you. The strings in particular.
I'm not sure. I haven't. I don't think I've listened to that song.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Um,
Simz talking about all this street crime and how people are getting
yeah,
up in it and how
yeah,
it's being reported, perhaps not telling the full story.
yeah,
But she tells three different stories. And like
yeah,
we mentioned, Chronix, beautiful. I love Chronix.
yeah. Me too. And it's just this like pretty cool. She's one of the stories later on. I think the final story it tells this really dark story about like boy walking home and he sees this guy who's gonna kill him and stuff. It's really dark. It's reminding me a bit of like a kind of how I mean yeah, just like just storytelling. And here like there's a song further in like she's really good at telling stories in her lyrics. Like that's a real strong suit of her, and I really appreciate that. There's this other lyric about called other lyric says the gunman only knows self hate, the bullets show no love.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I think with her and with this song and Georgia Smith's Blue Lights, people finally talking about the gang crime, it's a good thing.
It is. And also talking about it in this way is pretty cool as well. Then we got Venom, which I think is my favorite track on the album.
It's a good one.
I really love the strings in it, and then how Simz comes in over this and over these like uneasy kind of strings, and then the just this beat drops which follows the same melody as the strings, but it has this like really it has the drums going over it, which is just mostly cymbals. They're just It's so good, man. And then she's going really, really, really hard. It's so good.
So
And she
hard. And
just
there's
keeps going.
one line in particular that stood out to me. They'll
Yeah.
never admit I'm the best here on the mere fact that I've got ovaries.
It's so good. Yeah.
I mean, kind of facts.
And it keeps building, and her raps get like more dark, violent, introspective, and paranoid as it goes on. It's a real highlight of the album. Yeah.
It's a bit of a cocktail.
Cocktail.
Yeah, all sorts of things mixed together.
Yeah. And then like how she ends like nearly every single, I think it is every single verse, but it's gone like Venom, and then like mic drops pretty much. It's cool. Yeah. Then we got 101 FM, which
probably my
is
least favorite single. I just don't know why. Didn't really like. Yeah, it was. I just didn't. I don't know why. When I first heard it, I didn't really like it, but it has grown on me a bit.
Yeah,
the beats
it's grown on me
sort
as well.
of Oriental.
Yeah, exactly.
Strings, but it's also got bounce to it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I said like it's bouncy, dreamy, poppy, Oriental sounding thing, but also like it kind of sounds a bit like a video gamey as well, I guess. And I mean, she's talking about like she's looking back nostalgically at times on like growing up in a flat and like playing Tekken or Mortal Kombat on a PS2 or something. I thought it was cool. Yeah,
and it was just sort of all the things she got up to. I think it was just the really animated ad libs I didn't really like.
Oh, I was a fan of these ad libs actually. I thought they were pretty funny, and I mean, if she's talking about, it felt like kind of playful and childlike in that sense, and I thought it kind of contributed to the greater sound. But it's fair enough.
The outro was a sort of pirate DJ.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a nice
touch.
And
101 FM, there's like a bunch of her prior EPs and stuff were like called something 101. I don't know if I think it's coming back to that maybe.
Would make sense.
Yeah. Okay. And now, but also like this is there's a stark difference between this and Venom, and it does feel like it's just changed though. It's like it works still, I think, despite them sounding very different. I mean, very different tracks about what they're about and stuff. But that's good. It's well done. And we have Pressure, which is another great track. It has this layered instrumental. I was a really big fan of the chord structure, and like as it goes further in, she really goes hard in again. Yeah, she's really, really, really good.
The second verse in particular was quite brutal of the Dissifer X.
Yeah, and then doesn't she diss them later on? Or I feel like this is kind of coming out of that. A lot of it is inspired. Well, she talks about them a lot, I think, on a few tracks.
Must have been messy.
Yeah,
and that beaut. There was this weird sample that kept playing, and then suddenly that was playing, and then the little dragon outro.
Yeah,
very beautiful.
Yeah.
And the beat was a bit weird, and then suddenly some of the drums cut out a bit, and then sort of serenaded the song home.
Yeah.
Into therapy.
Where here's what I'm talking about. She's like being a really good storyteller. She's able to just like talk about, it goes to a bar, forgets where she's parked, stumbles and falls on a park bench, and then she's up in the stars and stuff.
Sounds really like a good time to me.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I can genuinely see all of it happening, like in a music video or something. It's cool. And then it has another really good bass line. Further in, there's this almost psychedelic chorus. This woman singing like therapy, and I was thinking it would be really good live with the use of guitars as well. And we've seen her live, and she was really good live. So I mean, imagine her playing some of these tracks live. It's gonna be cool.
I like the anti-therapy lyrics as well.
Yeah.
Saying, why would I take advice from people that don't even have it all figured out themselves?
Yeah.
I think it's a fair point.
I'm saying that they just look at her as charity.
Mm.
There's Sherbet Sunset, which is okay for one,
Funky as
great
hell.
and a great track name. I'm gonna say it. That's a good track name. It's got this. It feels like it's a stream of consciousness. How she's rapping over it and kind of doesn't really break off. It has this really funky beat, as you said, and yeah, it feels like a heartfelt tune, man.
I got some real Erykah Badu vibes from this song. I think that was a definite influence here because she always loves the jazzy, funky style instrumental. And I thought the bass line, I couldn't quite picture it. I think I've heard something very similar before.
Yeah,
but I couldn't
and I have
pin it
these
down.
further in
Good.
like there are these like kind of sadder keys and the guitar in it. It was very interesting sonically. It was cool. And then we have a great closer. Like a thing with the two albums, both of them are just really well done, and they both have great closers. In this case, it's Flowers, which has great use of trumpet soloing over it. It's so cool.
Yeah, when she commented when the album was coming out, she went, "What would you like to hear on the album?" And I went, "Trumpets," because she always uses good trumpets. She saved them for the end, but they were great. And this was a more introspective track.
Definitely.
Reflecting on how she needs to slow down because she doesn't want to join the 27 club, which is fair enough. And I think that's always a good way to end an album. Sort of, you've gone through all these ups and downs on the album.
Yeah.
You just sort of slow yourself down, take a breath.
Yeah.
Decide what to do next.
Exactly. And it's such a classy album on the whole. And at the end, like there's this piano that's kind of melancholy with this choir, and it's really great closer. And as you said, like it goes up and down. It's a true journey kind of an album. It really does go from A to B. It doesn't just kind of meander and figure out where it wants to go. It has a definite start and end point, and really very good. I'm giving it. I think I'm giving it 8, and I might give it a 9. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm feeling a strong 7 on this. I liked that she didn't sing as much on this because I think that, and there wasn't as much filler because that was the main problem with Stillness in Wonderland. But I think there's still room to grow here.
There is, but I honestly I'm gonna attest to how well this is like thought through as a project. Everything has a unique reason to be there, and as I said, without like one of these songs, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and now let's talk about another great album, When I Get Home by Solange. Okay.
Yeah, she's had an awful lot of albums actually, more than
it was just 4.
I'd ever realised. Yeah, but I think 4's quite a lot. Have you heard any of her albums?
I listened to a bit of A Seat at the Table.
That's the only other one I've heard, and that was very good as well. And this is the production. I think every song has. Well, she's credited in every song, which I think explains why it flows all together so well. Because that's generally two things that add to each other. And there's John Kirby and John Key, who also worked with her before. So if she kicks it off with Things I Imagined, which is a beautiful opener.
And that was a beautiful rendition, Tom.
Thank you. It was like a sort of almost chant of trying to convince yourself that things you've imagined have come true, and I think in this case they have. With a beautiful album, and then she takes on the lie at the end.
It's it's soulful, it's strange. I'd say instrumentally, it's got this dreamy. She's really playful with how she uses her voice, like how she kind of modulates it and makes it sound kind of funny, like she's singing it to herself. It feels like it's more of an intimate moment, I think. And but I'm getting it like Tyler the Creator produced an awful lot, didn't he? He was very active in the production of this album. And I was getting that from the offset, a heavy like Tyler vibe, and I don't think it ever lets up. Just in like the chords that he uses, it sounds like things
Yeah,
that
I
he
see
would
that.
use a lot. Yeah, it's good though. I really like the opener. Yeah, and
She only really says 2 lines, but like you said, the voice sort of
yeah,
switches up from being more serious, using the scale of her voice, and then the where she does it a bit more playfully, and then just does that a few times. Then
yeah,
we have S. McGregor, which is sort of like a piano, and there's like sounds like it's from a movie or something. I'm not entirely
yeah.
sure, and it just
But it has
transitions perfectly from Things I Imagined
yeah,
into Down with the Click.
yeah. All the interludes are here for a reason, but I just want to talk briefly about S. McGregor and how it like it has this abstract, like pretty cool beat that comes in towards the end of it, and I kind of wish it was longer. Yeah, it works well into Down with the Clique, though, as you said. It's an interlude into it. It's exactly what it should be. Leads into it.
I mean, this
Yeah,
song's amazing. This is probably the first proper song I'd say, because the
yeah, definitely.
Things I
Yeah,
Imagine is just sort of
an
2
intro.
lines being repeated over and over again.
Yeah.
And then this one has this amazing synth line that just almost squelches in and
Mm-hmm.
sort of plays around. And Solange's singing is very beautiful. She harmonizes with herself, which is something that happens
Oh my
quite a lot
god. Yeah,
on
she
this
every
album.
time she does it, man, it's so good.
It's
She's
angel-like
so good. Yeah. It's like especially like here
on the chorus.
she has this awesome like soul funk vocal performance. And the thing that I love most about this song, as well as the harmonies, is at times it goes and it just, man, it's cool. Really cool.
And I love the way that she duets with Tyler at the end, because he
Yeah.
also played the keyboard on this song.
Oh,
It's just
Tyler's really come far.
the way it sees the song out into Way to the Show works really well, because that again has a
Yeah.
lovely synth line.
Yeah. And she has this really seductive bit where she goes that
You
uh
can get it.
yeah. Another kind of
Lots.
staggered beat at times.
Mm.
It's so funky. And the outro with like syncing up the gunshots and like reloading with the beat, that's pretty damn cool. Yeah.
There's lots of reference. I mean, this is lots of Houston throughout this, and this is the first real big one. She keeps talking about candy painted cars,
Mm.
and the hook's just a very simple refrain, like you said, but very
Effective.
sexy and very catchy as well.
Yeah. Then
Another great track. Then we got
oh,
Can I Hold the Mic?
the keys follow her voice perfectly. It's so cool. How it's yeah, both of the keys. The first one, that melody line, and then that bass kind of is following, and the bass hand is all following in the same key as her voice. It's really wicked.
And
Yeah.
I don't know who she's arguing with here, but she snatches the mic off someone and sort of says how she can't be tied down and describe her one thing because there's so many things in the world. And you feel like she's going on to listings for a while, but then Earl just cuts her off
Yeah.
by saying, "Hold up," and then in comes this incredible bass from Metro Booming. I didn't know. I mean,
Oh.
we saw he went a bit off his usual thing on James Blake's album, but I had no idea he had this in his locker.
Mm.
Which is constantly shifting keys as well, so it keeps going higher and a bit lower. So it goes a bit higher for the chorus, And it's also got this light piano sort of twinkling in the background as well that works really well.
Yeah.
And again, Solange harmonises with herself.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it makes for a truly beautiful track. I
Yeah.
would
It has.
probably, if there was a gun to my head to say what your favourite song was, I'd pick Stay Flow.
It's a
But
great track. It
I
has,
love
as you
the
said.
start of this album especially.
Yeah, me too. It has this really pretty instrumental, and then this it's just like a really cool soulful trap, and it's more awesome vocals and this infectious beat. It's really good. Yeah.
Because her vocals for the verse are quite low, and then she goes into this sort of vocal scale in the chorus, and it's just they contrast each other, but they also work really well, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And again,
And
it syncs perfectly.
into Dreams.
Dreams, which is a very dreamy.
Oh, it's one of my
opener.
favorite tracks, man. It's just like it has the instrumental kind of cascades down beautifully, and then her vocals are so butter smooth, man. Along with the keys and the bass, it's really, really nice.
Her
And the
voice
drum,
and the bass all come in at the same time. It's just
really well
beautiful.
done, man. Really, really well done. And it like the drums are it's kind of this meandering beat in a good way. It's taking its time, it's not rushing anything. It's really good.
And it
And then
moves with her vocals as well.
yeah.
Just
And then
crazy.
there's this vocal sample and voiceover at the end, which is really good with the bass.
The
It's
bass was played by famous hip hop musician Raphael Sadiq, and it also had production from Dev Hynes of Blood Orange fame, and I think you can tell their vibes because it was all a bit more funky. And then suddenly in comes Devin the Dude, who I'd forgotten had existed, but he sort of gives this really bizarre spoken word
yeah.
piece, and Elle produced the outro, which again, doesn't sound like anything he's done before, but
No.
it was all just an amazing
Yeah.
experience. Because the
Yeah.
beat switches 3 times, but yet it doesn't really feel like it unless you're paying attention. Because it all just sort of flows so beautifully together.
Yeah, I didn't really notice the beat switches. I was just like I was dreaming, man. I was with the
And
music.
it has a lovely message that your dreams will come true eventually, which I think links back a bit to the opener as well.
Definitely, definitely. And then there's this Nothing Without Intention, which it kind of feels like ghetto, like a kind of I don't know, like a candid video of people just like talking.
Yeah, it's
pretty
very
cool.
southern, isn't it? Like a old
Yeah.
school, like Master P type thing.
Yeah.
And then it switches into the Nothing Without Intention. And then suddenly this bizarre chopped and screwed style beat from Pharrell, which I don't think he's ever done before. I mean, he's done a lot of things.
It's the first of a few chopped and screwed tracks as well. Yeah, Almeida.
An Ode to Houston and Blackness.
Yeah. And this is the lead. It seems like it's the most popular track on Almeida. I love the lyric. She repeats a few times like blackface can't be washed away, not even in that Florida water. I was like, that's cool. You know?
Listing out all the black things. I love when they come together, her in the dream at the end of every verse. Just the blackberry molasses. And then these keys come in. Just say you're fooling around. And then the second verse, she's singing again, but this time we've got Playboy Carti's ad-libs coming in. And
exactly.
It's just like you got Solange harmonising over Playboy Carti ad-libs and Pharrell chopped and screwed beats. This is what dreams are made of.
Oh yeah, it's pretty star-studded, man. And like Playboy
Carti, he has a verse at the end which
feels. I mean,
it does feel a bit out of place. I've got to be honest.
It does a bit, yeah. Can't really understand what he's saying either, but I mean, it kind of works. It does work, and it's not like he's stealing the show or detracting from it. It does sound a bit out of place. I agree, but it also it kind of works. It's nothing too abstract to detach. It's cool,
I think
but
if it had stuck around much longer, it might have killed the record's momentum a little bit. But it came in, he did his thing, then he left again. We transitioned into time, and I thought that was a interesting way because these instrumentals are almost night and day difference, but the way that it's synced, it just works so well. And we got this very low-key instrumental, which allows Solange to show off her vocals a bit more, because previously there's been a lot more going on, wasn't there? But I think here...
Hey, Tom.
Yeah?
One sec. I'm just gonna check if we're still recording. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we are.
We are? It says so?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we're still recording. My bad. That was close. My laptop like went into sleep mode and everything disconnected. Oh yeah. Okay.
Dear.
Oh yeah. We're flirting with chaos. Yeah. All me is this chopped and screwed trap banger. Very cool. Then we have Time Is, which is sequenced very well.
As I was saying, but you obviously weren't listening.
Sorry.
It allows Solange to show off her vocal range a bit more because the instrumental was a bit quieter. There's a bit less going on. And it really gives Solange a platform to show us what she can do. And especially beautiful when Sampha comes in the second half and they harmonise together. And then Tyler and Panda Bear start singing as well. It's all just a beautiful progression from the start to the finish. It's very nice. Me likey.
The beat switch to chopped and screwed is very well done, and I love how this the synth is kind of weaved expertly through these more colder piano chords. Yeah, really cool. And then into My Skin, My Logo. Guap! Oh god, that was bad. Gucci. Did you know Gucci has an autobiography?
No, I did not.
And I was reading a bit of it yesterday on Amazon, and it's actually like pretty cool. Yeah.
Did he write it?
Yeah, I think he did. But it sounds nothing like he'd speak, kind of.
Well, they wrote the verses for each other, I believe, on this song. Because Solange is sort of playfully rapping all the things that Gucci likes.
Yeah.
And then I think some people took it a bit too seriously at first. Because there's a bit where she literally laughs after saying that she didn't want to sock someone because she had Gucci cleats. And then it swaps to Gucci's verse, which is a lot shorter than Solange's, which was a bit...
Yeah, I was hoping Gucci would be there a bit more.
Because it sounded like he was about to go in after he said My Skin, My Logo, and then instead he just repeats it again, and then the beat flips to this more southern thing. Yeah. And I said this is probably the only time that her vocals let the song down a bit in the second half. She's a bit weaker, but duetting with Tyler sort of all comes together quite well, and the synths are so crazy.
And also she
chop around. It's quite a nice listen, nevertheless.
I felt later in when she hits these really, really high notes and she kind of goes off and does her own thing with this while the synth is going off as well. I thought that was really, really good to listen to. And then did you get this kind of there was this one sample on this like kind of drum percussion thing that sounded like it was from an old gangster rap song, like a West Coast song. Yeah, I can't really. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, I swear they used that sample from like a NWA track or something, like a drum sample. Yeah, it was cool, really cool. And then we got Jared, which I love this chord progression, and how Solange takes turns kind of fitting with it and then playing around it. And it has this great rhythm as well, despite there being no percussion as far as I can tell.
No, there's really not a lot going on instrumentally here until sort of later on we hear the synths from Bins, the next song, sort of coming in.
Yeah.
And I love. I mean, I said that she had a bit of vocal shortcomings on the last one. Definitely not here. She brings it right back.
Mm.
And especially when it comes in towards the end, where she gets a bit more passionate. That shit's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's really good. It has this great sense of rhythm, and it takes you on like a real journey, kind of from where it starts to where it kind of ends, and then sequences perfectly into Bins, which now the beat comes in, and it is so good, and her voice is layered perfectly into it as well. Man, it was really made me
I mean,
happy.
it
This
does
track.
sound like it's going to be a banger at first, but then the keys sort of go down. I don't know what the word is. I don't know music theory, but
No, me neither.
they go a bit
Yeah.
higher and so they become from like sort of hard banger to be a bit more playful, which this song definitely is.
Yeah.
You got her and the dream trading off again.
Oh, I love the hook kind of intervals that's rendered windows tinted, and then there's this dancehall vocal sample. I swear it sounded like Sister Nancy or something later in. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, Bins was a banger. I think it's like my favorite track, man.
And I like that they trade off CP time jokes as well, especially the dream when he said the checks never turn up on CP time. Means he always gets paid on time.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You go into Beltway, which I thought, given how spacey and everything it was, that would be like a reference to some solar system type
Asteroid belt.
Yeah, but it's actually a ring road around Houston called the Beltway.
That's cool.
It wasn't quite as cool as I was hoping it would be, but it's an almost enchanting song.
Yeah, and with this
Solange and Panda Bear singing to you.
Yeah, this haunting "Love Me." It's great. Is it Exit Scott?
Yeah, this is a instrumental. It sort of sounds like there's loads of great sounding instrumental ideas here that I kind of wish were used, especially the second one. Yeah, and you got sort of Scarface talking, although I couldn't hear him the first few times, but he is there talking about Houston, another hip hop legend. And then it comes off of this sample of this sort of chanty singing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sinks beautifully into the sound of rain.
Yeah.
And again, it just transitions the Beltway to Sound of Rain perfectly, because I reckon if you got rid of the interlude, it would just not really make any sense.
Yeah.
But
Sound of Rain, man. This is a really good track. It's dreamy. It feels kind of older, like I don't know, reference like an older track from an older time.
This is a more traditional Pharrell style instrumental. It even had his 4-count intro that his trademark. And then Solange's vocals again are pretty darn amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's another chopped and screwed banger, and it's yeah, I love that lyric. It's like swanging on him, swanging on him. It's so cool. Yeah, I love that. And the earlier, a feature was saying like swanging on him, and she didn't do it.
Yeah, that was Tyler the Creator did that.
Yeah.
Was it My Skin My Logo?
Yeah, I think it was. And here she does. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
And those Steve Lacy chords as well. Ooh.
It's damn cool, man. Yeah. Then we got Not Screwed. Like, great. It kind of sets up the outro really well. And it's soulful. Yeah, it's soulful guitar. It's cool. It's cool, man. But I want to talk about the outro. I'm a Witness. Yeah.
I mean, we are a witness to this
Beautiful album.
masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how it links back from
To the beginning.
on the intro it said taking on the light, and here she's saying taking on the light.
Oh! Because, I mean, I felt that musically it kind of went right the way back to the beginning.
When I first heard it, I thought like my playthrough had fucked up and it started playing an earlier song again.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's incredibly similar to the things I imagined.
Yeah, and how soulful it is. Yeah, and it has this like another very heavy like Tyler the Creator vibe. With the chord structure and stuff, but like it's so well done, man. This is a great album, like really solid, man.
And the way that it links back to the intro means you're ready to go and listen to it again straight away.
Another 3 times. Yeah,
I've listened to this at least 7 times, and it only came out a few days ago.
Yeah, I've listened to it 4 times. It's good, man. It's really good. Okay, what are you gonna give it, Tom?
So, are we saying that Solange is now the better Knowles sister?
I haven't listened to much Beyonce, so yeah.
Damn. Heard it here first. Yeah, this album is amazing. It's synced perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a misplaced feature, not even Playboy Cardi.
No. I could have gone one or two ways.
If I gave Ari a 9, then I think this has also got to be a 9.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9 too. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah, man.
Name a bad track on this album. You can't.
No, you genuinely can't. And that's the sign of a great album. And also, just the use of the interludes, man. And also, I just want to talk briefly. Like, none of the songs outstay their welcome at all. The longest the song is like 3 and a bit minutes, I think. I don't think one goes over 4 minutes.
And even then, you've got beat switches and stuff in there anyway to keep it fresh.
Exactly. It's so well thought out. Genius.
And I love that she got so many like producers that I like involved here. All made for a genuine masterpiece.
Yeah. Okay.
And that concludes the albums for this week.
Singles, real quick, because I don't want us to go into an hour. Okay, we're gonna talk about "Blast Off" by Gesaffelstein, featuring Pharrell Williams first. I want to say it's doing this. It's a really good single. I preferred the one with The Weeknd, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I was a big fan of the 80s vibe, very heavy 80s vibe on this, and how it builds constantly, and like when it actually like blasts off, when he says like blast off, it has
the
this
synths just go crazy.
Yeah, but they kind of sound off key a bit, and but I thought that worked really well. And then it has this great nocturnal sound again, which Gesaffelstein just does so well. Like, I don't think he actually knows what daytime is because he's not able to recreate it in sound. It all sounds like everything's happening at night. I think he's a vampire. But yeah, man, it's great. It's a relentless beat, and it's good, even though it is like lighter in tone than normal. Because I'm used to like my favorite Gesaffelstein's tracks are like Pursuit and Hate or Glory, which have these Hate or Glory especially, which has this like really aggressive, dark tone to it. This is a lot lighter in tone, but it still works well, and it's great techno. And it's a sort of like pastiche to that kind of love letter to the 80s kind of synths, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was actually probably better than the one with The Weeknd because the vocal guest didn't let you down.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I didn't think The Weeknd let it track down, to be honest. But we'll agree to disagree on that.
Finally, MadGibbs, Freddie Gibbs Madlib, another new song ahead of their album, which is reportedly called Bandana. this track
The album's
is
called
called
Bandana.
Bandana. Well, that's
Oh,
what Freddie's been saying.
huh. I trust Freddie.
And this is a great song.
It is a great song.
Freddie's rapping is top notch as per usual. The Madlib beat is really odd. There's got these sort of heavy drums, this really weird, almost hypnotic vocal sample.
Mm-hmm.
That plays in.
He's EQ'd the vocals such that they kind of echo and sound a bit almost like spacey. It's pretty cool that.
And Assassin sort of playing as a hype man for the start. He comes in with some ad libs to liven Freddie's verse up a bit, and then he has his own verse at the end of the song.
Which is great, and it's like they use him really well, I think, because he has the same echo like effect as Freddie. It blends really well, and it doesn't feel like a totally different thing. It works really well within it. And there's this beat switch at the end, but I just want to talk about this like Freddie again. Freddie was formidable on the earlier track, like the other single that's dropped, and he's formidable again here. Yeah, it's great on Fat Tommy T, great on Bandana. Like, some of his lyrics are so fucking awesome. Like, there's one, I give a hater a handicap with this hand cannon, and another, like, and I'll wipe off my fingerprints with the bandana. Like, oh man, it's cool, so cool. Yeah, great
Whetting
track.
one's appetite.
Yeah, big time. I'm ravenous for this album. Okay, and that. Do you have anything else to add, Tom? You'd like to add?
Just let us know what you thought.
Yeah,
and that is all.
And that concludes this week's edition. On time. Okay, and we hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Ciao for now. Bye bye.
Ciao for now.